Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah man, so if you read the title, you already know what's up. We got funded 300k bro with TopStep. These are the emails on the account, right? So this is the first one and the second one. If you watched my last video, I got funded with a 50k XFA, but if you saw it, I was having trouble with the calculating risks on futures because I come from Forex. So I ended up losing that account, man. Last week we made about like 1700 in profit, and then I mixed up the contracts with the mini and micro, and then all hell broke loose, you know. But yeah, so unfortunately we lost that one, but fortunately we took advantage of TopStep's 25% discount that they got going on right now, and we're able to make this happen. So that's awesome. So how I did it, I'm gonna tell you guys that in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and break down all the trades I took. I passed this in only 4 trades. Very high adrenaline, high anxious stuff because I'm just trying to get to the funded stage quickly, and then now we're gonna coast. So I'll let you guys know the plan and how to go about getting the payouts. I've gotten payouts multiple times before on the Forex side. So then I'll go ahead and I'll pop those up around the screen somewhere. And yeah, man, so let's just get into it. All right, so when it comes to challenges, my goal is to pass in 3 trades, right? Now for the 150Ks, it's 9K you have to make, right? And so it's going to be 3K per trade, right? I know I've seen some people online that do it in 2 trades and stuff like that, but you know, with slippage and stuff, maybe you'll get over 50% and then you'll have to make more than the target. So I don't really want to mess with that because this is already like fast enough, man. You know, I did this in 3 consecutive days, so 3K a trade, right? How I'm doing it is gonna be, or how I did it, let me say, is I'll risk 2K to make 3K. So 2K to make 3K, I have a risk reward of 1 to 1.5, and my win rate allows me to do this way, right? So this is the game, right? So you have to understand what your win rate is and what kind of sequence you're gonna have. So I know for my strategy right now, out of 10 trades, I'm gonna win 6 to 7 of those trades every 10 trades, right? So knowing that, I can kind of see the rhythm of like how it's gonna happen. So I'll probably win 3 and then lose 1, or win 2 and then lose 1, stuff like that. Yes, the strategy has to be there. Yes, the skill has to be there. And honestly, guys, that's not that important, right? You just got to know your math, execute, and then whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I could have failed both these accounts, man, you know, to be completely honest. But yeah, so this is how the math of how I passed the accounts. And we're gonna get into the trades. I'm gonna show you guys how I trade. I trade supply and demand with some EMAs, and I'll just get into some bar chart replay, and we'll see that from there. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the bar chart replay. I took 4 trades to pass the 300k. So we're gonna go through the first one right here, and then I'll explain to you the plan for coasting later, and then how we're gonna get payouts, etc. Later. So just stay tuned for that, right? All right, man. So first thing I do when I come on the charts, I trade only New York session. So then I'm gonna look for areas and overall trend going in my direction. I saw that higher time frame showed me a bearish direction for this chart. We were trading ES. So if I quick play, right? So this is the 5-minute chart. I marked off this area right here, this 15-minute zone, and I got into the trade. We hit the 1 to 1.5 risk to reward pretty easily. So things about this trade, man. Once I got in, it's never gonna be. Sometimes it does rip straight into your direction. Sometimes it doesn't. But that's the thing with trading, right? So it's gonna scare you a little bit sometimes, right? Especially if you're gonna risk so much to pass, right? So you do not have to do this at all to pass these challenges. It's just something I wanted to do, so I did that. So we got into the trade around this candle, I believe. It came back on us, almost hit our stop loss for a 2K loss, but luckily we didn't, and we just hit down to TP. All right, man. So this was trade number one. We're gonna go to trade number two. All right, so trade number two was on gold. Same thing. So higher time frame direction told us that we're gonna go bearish for the day. So my bias was to the downside. I was looking for TARP price to come hit this 15-minute supply and demand, and once we did hit it, right, I waited for my confirmation to get into the trade. So this one was a little tricky, right? So at this point right here, right, I decided to go break even on the trade. So it was somewhere around this candle or something. Again, just a lot of size on the trade, and I didn't want to really risk it that much. So I just decided, hey, I'm gonna go break even. Worst case scenario, I have a break even day. That's okay, right? So what ended up happening was we ended up hitting the break even, right? As the break even got hit, that was pretty sad, right? So I was like, okay, cool. 9:30 is right around the corner, right? It just happened. Usually in futures, 9:30, something's gonna happen. A lot of the stock market opens, so a lot of volume comes in the market, and sometimes we get whipsawed, sometimes we don't. So we don't really know, right? So I just want to go break even to be safe, especially when I'm in challenge phase. So price rips up, comes back, but it does respect the area again. We just wick inside this order flow, and I wait for my entry again, and we set a stop loss a little lower this time, and we end up hitting take profit. So that was trade number two. All right, so for trade number three, we got into gold one more time. Higher time frame bias told us maybe we're gonna have a bullish day on gold. So that's what I was looking for. So I marked off this 1 hour area of order flow, and we just waited for price to come tap in during our session. So this one came in. We got our entry signal, and we immediately lost the trade. Very sad. It was the top of the hour, and I got cooked. You know what I mean? So that was trade number three, and sad. So now at this point we're up on the account, but I believe with slippage, because this was a big candle, I ended up losing, instead of 2 grand, I lost 2,500 on this trade. Very bad, but it's okay. We'll come back on the next trade, right? All right, so trade number four was the same day. This was NQ. Higher time frame bias was telling us that we're gonna go bullish, so that's what I was looking for. I marked down this 5-minute order flow area, and we just waited for our signal and our session to start. So we got in, and we hit TP pretty quickly there. We hit TP about 20 minutes to say. So things about this trade, right? I did go higher in size because once I hit a certain amount of profit, I just went break even and I upped the contracts because I didn't want to stay in challenge phase forever. Again, you do not have to do that. You can go slow and steady if you like. It's what I recommend, especially if you're new. I've been doing this for a while, so I'm comfortable doing this. But yeah, challenge passed, 150k TopStep account, 2 combines at once because I used the copy trader for this. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and explain how it is that we're going to go ahead and profit now that we are funded to build up the cushion, and then after that get the payouts. So in this case, right, we were going 2k risk to make 3k for our challenge phase to make the 9, right? So now what we want to do, instead of risking this 2 grand to make 3, we're going to drastically reduce the risk, and then we're going to go 400 to make $600, right? So just with this, we're going to be fine, right? But this is really the math, right? This is what you have to take into an account when you're going to do this professionally, right? So I trade 4 times a week. So my potential loss, right, is going to be $1,600 a week. And my potential gain is going to be $2,400 a week. We could have an outlier week where we're going to have just a bad week, 4 losing trading days in a row, or we can have a very spectacular week and have 4 winning trades in a row. Again, it's going to be 60% to 70% win rate, and that is all, right? Slow and steady wins the race. So we have to build up the account. So we have to trade this way for 6 weeks straight. Within 6 weeks, we will have a buffer and we will have a nice little payout that we can withdraw. So according to my math, we should end up in 6K. We can withdraw 2. So that'll be $4,000 payout, and then we'll have 4 grand in each of the accounts as our buffer. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan, the coast, and how the hell we got to do it. We just got to go slow and steady, and that's it. You don't got to get into a rush. You already did the hard part. You got funded. If you are funded right now, congrats. Keep going with your success. If you're not funded yet and you're watching me do this, or you're watching other videos like this, don't worry, your time is coming. I promise. You just got to get the right pieces together, and then everything will fall into place for you. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming out and watching my video again, and just coming here and sharing a moment with me. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Till then, peace. Back to the plans, back to the bags, yeah. Back to the plans, back to the bands.